Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European Indices for Thursday, July the 8th, starting with the DAX on the daily chart here. Let me squash this back in. It's pretty clear to say that all of this here is wave 1 and wave 2 here. Alrighty, so this stick here is the length of wave 1, which we'll put to wave 2 here. So we would want to expect this wave 3 here to be at least as long as wave 1. Normally we would be looking for another 60% on top of that. So we would see not up at 16,500, which is the medium level, but somewhere up more closer to 18,000. The DAX has been moving along pretty slowly, one would say. So how far it could go is a bit of a guessing game. Now, this particular count in the bigger picture here of wave 2 here to wave 3 here, that would be the same as the S&P 500. But the S&P 500, we've got it counted a bit differently here, where we're looking up for wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 and 5. So a little bit different. So just be aware of that. And yeah, I mean, maybe we could recount this, but our main focus at the moment has been in this little area through here that we've been looking at as a triangle pattern for wave 4. And it does appear that it's making a move now off the lows, which is nice. So we can go in and start to have a little look at that. So just cut through to the 4-hour chart. It has been a bit messy, and it has gotten the better of me, this correction. And but as I keep mentioning, you know, the trend is over at the S&P and the Nasdaq in that space, not in the DAX. So yeah, but as it counts, we can count it down for wave A here, a B, a C, a D, and an ABC here for the E wave here. And then yesterday we were looking for that low. We're looking for a push up here, so that's moved along quite nicely. We can count 5 waves up here now coming into this top of this trend line here, so it would only be natural to see it turn lower from that low to that high. The 50-60% retracement levels in this box here. We know from before that the 15,600 was a bit of a balance line in this whole correction here, and to get the balance point we can just take that top and that low there and look at the 50%. Oh, it's actually a bit lower than that. Well, that's okay. I just didn't pan out that time, but I'll just put this back in here. Yeah, that makes sort of sense to me. So what I'm saying is that it may not pull all the way down to the 61.8%. It may just come down to the 600. Thursday is what we'll see as the bear day, and Friday, Monday being bullish again. So let's go in and take a closer look at this. But we do have that impulse wave there. So as ugly as all this is here, what we've got going for us now is this 5-wave structure here. So yeah, after 5 waves, after an impulse wave comes a corrective wave, and then moving up from that point. Also up here as well, apart from the 15,600, we've got group 2 here. So we've got 1, 2, 300, 500 and 800. With 800 we can put in group 2, which is the 15,650. I just call the 65 number. So 650, and also the 720 here, the 17,000. So that's all of group 2 here. So if, you know, in your journeys going up through here, getting these levels of support here would be opportunities to build your trade on that side of it. So let's just go into the 1-hour chart. Yes, and in this case here, I've got this counted a bit differently here, but which I had yesterday, but I don't think it's the case. It's not that it makes a great deal of difference. As I mentioned yesterday, this leg down here is one leg. This whole sideways leg here would be another here, and then we're starting another move up here now. So looking up for wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here. Obviously we talked about being long in there if it dipped below. Let's go to the tick chart here for a moment. Get in a bit more data. Yeah, so the triangle pattern counts like this. If you just want an A wave, ABC here for the B wave, a B wave here, C wave for that, and then an A and a B and a C wave for the D wave, and an A and a B and a C here for the E wave at that point. So that's how that plays out here. I know it's pretty messy. And then I've been counting this up here this morning. Now, I know that it might mean it probably needed to be lifted up a degree in labeling, but so from this low right here, I'm looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for 1 and 2 here, and then opening this up a little bit here, but just 1 and 2 in here, and all the third wave to here with a fourth wave here, and a fifth wave for the third, fourth here, and then a 1 and 2 in here, and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 to finish this off here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm a little bit unsure about this, but we are seeing a bit of an impulse wave here, so that's nice. So we should see a rally coming back to supply levels somewhere in here, and then a move down from that point. So really just working on the 15,700 here. All numbers are important. Just because I haven't put them in there doesn't mean you don't need to, but it's just easier to work with, you know, because you need, if you're going to short this or go long, you want to be on the right side of the closest largest number as a tested support or resistance. Yeah, so something not quite right here, because that's, yeah, I wonder if we have to go up a bit further first. Well, let's just assume for a moment that Thursday in a bullish market is going to be bearish. Let's just assume that for a second. Yeah, I was just going back over this this count here and looking at it. It's not quite right with this extra little move up through here. So I'm expecting some type of correction to come into play, but it's either that or we're just going to climb higher from this, you know, and have a little bit of an ABC here and climb higher. So just keep an eye on the Asian markets, especially, you know, Japan, Australia, and so on, and just see how they finish up for the end of the day, and check your futures market to see if this does drift down here a little bit further to the 15.6 before pushing off. There's good support, obviously, in all through here as well, so it doesn't have to be a big correction, you know what I mean? But Thursday being bearish and Friday, Monday being bullish again, that's kind of what we're looking for. Yeah, but I'd also be sort of tempted to look at buying new highs as well if Australia is to the upside, and Japan, you know, if those Asian markets have closed strong, then you won't have a problem. But yeah, just beware. Well, we've got an impulse wave here. It's just that this wave 1 here, it's probably not sitting here. I think I've got it right. It's just that I've got this extra little wave in here when I shouldn't have, I don't think. But we are selling off in 5 waves. We'll hit this trend line coming through here that I've just put in, which is roughly where I thought it would go, because we've got this third wave in the middle here, so a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a something like that. So some sort of corrective pulling back to the check in the 5-7 and then dropping again from that point. So we should be moving down, but just be a little bit mindful about that, and also try to pick, if we do have Thursday as the bear day, just put from the top there through the B wave, and then look to go long down in this area through here for this. I was just looking, you know, if we look at this here, I looked at it on the cash market, but it was pointless because it just gapped up to about opened here, and then so I don't have enough information there. But looking at this low here on the stock 50, if I can do that for a moment, this is the stock 50 here, and this is 100 ticks. So from the low, one of these lows on the DAX, I think it's that low there. So it makes it a little bit sort of tricky here probably have to take it from that low. It's probably something like 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5, some weird sort of thing. But this definitely looks like a third wave here. So 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave. So I'm thinking that this here is some type of 1 and 2 in here, and then we've got wave 3 to 4 here, and then wave 5 here. But once again, I've got that little extra bit here, you know. So that's kind of telling me that, you know, I should have had the correction from this point here for this, you know. Unless all of this here, unless this low is some part of some truncated fifth wave here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And then we have to look at this as all of wave 1 ABC for 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So yeah, I'd be tempted to buy new highs actually on this, just to shoot the breeze a little bit. But just be mindful of what I mentioned. Let's just bring this back to the hourly chart. The Stoxx 50 has been going through the same thing again. We talked about this yesterday, about sort of having the triangle patterns here as well. So we were looking for a bounce off this old low here. Didn't quite come all the way down, but we certainly got this impulse wave here, and that's what we just counted then on the Stoxx 50, the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 4, and the 5 here. So, yeah, I mean, like I mentioned yesterday, we should see some sort of little ABC pattern here, and then move up, and then that will give you that second high to go long on in that regard. And the Footsie, so the 4-hour chart, looking at it as wave 3 up here, get my tools working, that one, wave 3 with 4, then looking at this as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here, and then also again we'll need to look at this as 1 and 2 pulling back here again as well. So we're looking to the upside on this, so let's just drill in and have a closer look. So we're looking at this as 1 ABC for 2, and then we've been counting this up as 1 and 2 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third, fourth, fifth for 1, and then we're looking for this yesterday to come back into this space. Yeah, we're looking for it to push up. So I think this would be in the same little boat as well. So what we can do here is we can look at 1, let's just put 2 there for a moment, and 1 up there for that. We need this tool. It's a little bit messy in there, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. And that brings us down to this space here. So down around let's just clear this out first. And we don't need some of these things in here. We were looking to be long on support of 7130. Didn't really show a nice clean support, but I'll just leave that there for the time being. Probably didn't go long above that high here, so I'll just use this as the stop. And we go. So we need to keep that under the 61.8% here. So there's quite a nice case here. If we look at this, we can read a fair bit of this. So we can look at that as 1 and 2 here. That's pretty clear. And this here is 1 and 2 here, and then all the way up for 3, 4, and probably 5 to make wave 3 here for this. Actually, might need to take a closer look at that. And then 5 coming in here, so a little bit more of a journey, but I'll just double check that on the tick chart in a moment. So we could get something like this, but let me just check. That's 1 hour. Okay, so this is the tick chart. This is off the low here. So if we count that again, we can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we can do it like that. That's okay. Whatever's quickest. And then we've got 1 and 2 here, and then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that makes the third wave up here, and that's the fourth, and A and B and something or other there, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's just the third wave there. So I was right. And how to count that? I can see there's 5 waves in here, so maybe it's an A and a B and a C, but we're just going to go with that 5th wave there for a moment. We might need to put the 4th here. That's why it looks a bit weird, because we do have 5 waves. Oh no, we have, that's 5 waves to that point, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got, that's in 3 waves. That, not sure about that. Yeah, it looks like an A and a B and a C here, and 5 waves in here. So maybe we are starting this section here then. So wave 1 here and wave 2 there somewhere. It can come back down to this area. But it doesn't have to, it's just the starting point. More likely the 7120 area there because of the support here for this. Wave 2 should be a zigzag, so it should be a simple 5, 3, 5 structure. But that would be 5 waves, that would be 3 waves, and this could be 5. So it's possible to have this sort of shoved in here. There'll be a bit more to this one though. There will be a bounce off, always a bounce off number 3. Can we just get in there and have a look at that a bit closer? Just drop into 20 ticks. Well, from the top, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then an A and a B and a C wave here for that. So that's all cool. So what's this here then? Obviously, that's a 3rd wave drop there, probably a 4th and a 5th. So we could look at, or that could be just wave 1 and 2 here. So that could be, so that can just, all, I won't draw on that, but I know where I am. So there's 2 things that can happen here. That can be wave C with wave 2 in there, or we need to see a bit more distance. So this here would be all of wave 1. That would be wave 2 coming back to that supply. 3, 4, and 5, something of this nature, and then we go up. So they're the two logical options that we have at this point. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just leave it at that, I think. I think that sort of ties in nicely. Let's just go back to the hourly chart and just see how that fits into this mess. I know I draw a lot of green lines, but if you're not in the market already, then taking that top out there would be the go. The other point here is that we've looked at that as the A, the B. Okay, that one can go over there now, can't it? That's right. It needs to go there on that high. That one to over this one. This needs to go in here somewhere. I'll just pop it in there. And that was the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. So you can go along above the B wave here. Now, it can move down to this level down here, but more than likely it's going to be sort of sitting in there. It can already be done and dusted in there. It's not very sharp, as it hasn't really retraced that much. But look, buying new highs if you're not in the market already, and just expect Thursday to be a little bit bearish, and Friday, it's Thursday afternoon and Friday and Monday, all of those days, just keep building in small positions or do whatever you need to do. But we're looking for strength. We're looking for this market to now push up and make new highs. Yeah. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Cheers.